Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fablehaven, the legend of Ascension Encore round. As mentioned, when we conquered the greatest difficulty in the game with the goddess Toeris, I decided that it'd be fun to conquer Ascension 20 with everyone else as well. So this would be like a 5-episode mini-series within a series, and we're going to start off with none other than the OG Maug the Slaveholder. And I chose that because I've come up with the most ridiculous composition I think is possible. Courtesy of William Allard, who suggests I take a look at a rare that I have never used before, the Kami Goblin. And my first thought was something like this. The Kami Goblin will put him with some fire resist people, have a whole bunch of burn, and then have Melinda's Fang do all the work in room 2. But that wasn't mimi enough for me. That was not enough. We have to go further. And so, what I've come up with is this. Triple Kami Goblin in room 1, room 2 with the Orc Sorcerer, and double Skeleton Warrior. It is a perfect spend, by the way. Feels good. And it is so insane that I actually tested this build to see if it would work, because I was in absolute disbelief, and it went all the way. So even if I failed this run, I have an Ascension 20 boss fight to show you. It was hilarious. Our talents for this meme-tastic run are all of the right side stuff, because that is amazing. And we have all the left side stuff here to make the master more powerful, and a little bit of middle stuff just for fun. More master stuff, because he might have to get involved. Maug might need to take a play here. We are going to roll the die and do some artifact fishing, not because you need to, mind you. You don't have to. I did this without artifact fishing, but I want to take a look at the catapult seat, which we unlocked last time, and I never played around with. So, without further ado, place your bet on how long this is going to take.
Let's get to work!
Alrighty. I did not find the catapult seat. This is my 20th reroll. But I think I'm going to take the magic purse, because of course we have lots of rares, and it is incredibly expensive to upgrade rares, even with Maug's cheaper upgrade cost. So we're just going to accept this and move on. Maybe we'll find the catapult seat along the way, maybe we won't. For our intern, there's only one intern here that will work with what we are scheming, and that is, of course, Chalcedon, the Colossal Hydra. So it actually wouldn't be terrible if you go with the Night Meme Catcher, which I did find, but, nah, that Colossal Hydra all the way. The Colossal Hydra can be insanely tanky. So, as always, allow me to name our friends, and I will explain the glorious meme sentence you are about to witness. Alrighty, before we get any further, please excuse me, I am a little sick right now. Sinus stuff is going crazy, but with the power of modern medicine, we'll get through it. But the main point of this build is the Kami Goblin, a rare that I have actually never utilized. He can attack the front with fire damage and applying 4 burn, and he can attack all with 100 fire damage, applies 3 burn, but he sacrifices himself to do the attack. This makes it very difficult to keep your own friends alive, because when he dies, there is a 40% chance that it just goes off. He also loses no motivation when dying, so if we play our cards correctly, we never have to visit a therapist or do any bonus motivation events. At all. At all. So room 1 is actually always going to be 3 Kami Goblins, and together, Kaboom, Sudoku, and Bonsai, the guy was named Bonsai, so I just went with that, will hopefully do lots and lots of damage to our opponents. Room 2, we have Bork as well. Bork's not very important. Him and Alucard are, of course, just free units we get for being Maug and going down the right side of the tree. They will have a use because we are also bringing Ner'zhul, the Orc Sorcerer. Ner'zhul here causes a defeated monster to come back as a Skeleton Warrior, unless they're already Skeleton Warriors, which we brought 2 of because they're hella cheap and actually decent combatants. And he can transform all monsters into random skeletons, which can also protect your motivation bars, meaning we don't need to visit a therapist. But it is kind of random if you're going to get something useful or not. And of course we have 2 Skeleton Warriors, as mentioned. They're cheap, and they are kind of okay. We have Skeletor, the Feller of Titans, and we have Nyahaha. Can't really do that voice right now, but I won't do that every time, I promise. That's room 2. As for our traps, we couldn't afford any, so we don't have any. We of course have the Cursed Eye from Ascension 17 or whatever it was, and the Magic Purse, which will make it cheaper to upgrade stuff, which we are going to do turn 1. We'll upgrade Skeletor as well. The Skeleton Warriors are actually a decent cleanup part of this plan. And we have found a potion of evolution. An employee found a strange, unlabeled flask while cleaning, and is about to drink it without even checking if it is poisonous. You recognize it as an evolution elixir. You let them drink it for +1 level, or will you take it for yourself, +12 power? I wish one of the comic goblins found this, but it's actually cheaper to upgrade him, so we will sell that. Easy. Do you have a moment to spare to talk about our Lord and Tormentor, Gothor, the Destroyer? No. While wandering around in the corridors this morning, you come face to face with a human. He seems as surprised as you are. So what are you going to do? Capture him for even more money. And we will be going to the hardest encounter. It does have a Fountain of Youth, which is going to be a little annoying, but hey, no big deal. Alrighty. In room 1 here, it really doesn't matter what we're fighting. It doesn't. We got lucky by having an Amazon leading the charge who is weak to fire. So the process here is pretty much the first 2 of our comic goblins throw their grenade, their incendiary grenade. And the third one, before the enemies even get a chance to react, most of the time, blows up. Which will kill our other friends, which may or may not trigger explosions. We rolled both 40%. The ninja is absolutely demolished. The Amazon burns to death. We add more fire to the flame. And of course, Chalcedon cleans it up. That worked stupendously well. Stupendously. He is immune to poison, but it doesn't matter, because Chalcedon is a Giga Chad. And if we find the events for resistance, it's even more of a Giga Chad. This doesn't matter, so we went the one that sells more, which is probably this guy. I don't actually know. We are going to try and hit the black market trick, because it's pretty good. We can level Sudoku to level 4, which will increase his chance of the explosion, or, quick math here, which I'm kind of bad at, we actually have enough to get them both level 3, I believe. Yes, you can get that guy to level 4. We'll take the level 3s, because that increases their chance by 10% of exploding. Now it's a 50-50. The collectors. Certain Thai vampires are here to collect taxes. However, blood is more valuable than golden coins to them. They could even grant you a monetary compensation in exchange for blood collection, and you would exceptionally be exempted from taxes. Now, Maug's HP is kind of important. But, ooh. I didn't read that. The centrifuge. We will take that. This allows for more alchemy stuff later on. Ooh, the crystal skull. Ner'zhul is very important to our scheme, so we're just going to take the 106 for the guy we don't need. And we move on to claim a 4th artifact. Hopefully it's the catapult skull, but the resting room here doesn't do anything, so this should be an easy kill, I hope. Alrighty, leading the charge is the Templar, who will be attacking the front with air damage, which we are actually quite weak against, but as mentioned, it really doesn't matter. The only thing that does matter is the passives here. Some of them, such as the Invoker here, can't be affected by damage over time effects, and this annoying Templar is going to resist the first attack. I think I'm just going to accept the YOLO here. We aren't going to blow up. We're just going to hope our friends blow up on their own. She removed the debuffs. Our Kami Goblin survives and is going to explode. We could have rolled the die there and, like, attacked the front and hoped that it would just explode on its own, but as you can see, we did not. We're kind of in a position here where we have to choose how we want to fight this. And I guess we'll just breathe fire. Now, the Invoker is always annoying. I hate the Invoker, because of course I can't demoralize the Invoker, but we should be able to get through this. We will need Maug's assistance, most likely, but room 2 is looking pretty thick. Assuming things go according to plan, which it never really does. And the Amaja Hagen is here to restore motivation. The Templar should fall, I believe. I could just make sure she dies. But probably better to enrage here? I don't actually know. I guess just make sure she dies. Because Bork is going to be more effective against the Invoker than the Templar by leagues and miles. Alucard up front is quite resilient to air, which turns out to not be important. So I should have counted on killing the Templar and have Ner'zhul up front. But that's okay. Even if Alucard falls, which he did not. Oh right, you can't be affected by bleed. That sucks. He will transform like that. So this might be a moment of Kane's revenge. In fact, I think it is. Shall we YOLO? Let's YOLO. How did we do? Oh, not bad. The Invoker is not going to take much damage here, but we will be able to completely try to roll the stun there. Almost completely. Chop down the Amajahakan. And Anakin doesn't really care for fire. So that's a GG. That was a successful roll of Ner'zhul's YOLO. Bork did lose some motivation for dying, but who cares? It's Bork. Bork will get over it. We're going to take the Philosopher's Stone here. The transmutation thing doesn't really help us. And at this point, we're going to hit the merchant, and we're just going to buy everything. I could even buy a trap here, but I am so confident that I'm just going to buy things to sell. I am oozing absolute giga confidence right now. The Bat Mask actually could be good. We're going to take that. The Bat Mask makes it so that when someone dies, we pull someone randomly out of our garrison. Now, ideally, we'll bring Skeletor. I actually did this in my first test run as well. I had a skeleton in the garrison that got pulled out by the Bat Mask. Because ideally in Room 2, we don't have a Skeleton Warrior. Because if someone dies, of course, they come back as a Skeleton Warrior. And Skeleton Warriors can't really do that. It could be quite dangerous to plunder here, but we're going to do it anyway. Nailed it. We can do the hardest thing here. We don't want tiredness, though. We just want money. Okay, we'll just take the money. Your volunteers stole all the farm's onions. The farmer's soup will be bland. You are so cruel. And you escaped unscathed. With the transmutation thing, just go ahead and pop that. The Philosopher's Stone. And we face our first champion. Our very first. The Salamander might actually be an okay thing to put in the garrison as well. Because, of course, the first death is going to be in Room 1. I do like Skeletor, though. We'll leave it as Skeletor, it's fine. Here we go. First champion. A resting altar. That does suck. But I'm sure we'll get over it. Our first champion is the Pyromancer, who you'd think would be really bad for us, but actually could be okay. I'm just going to kamikaze right off the bat. Oh, I only rolled one. That was really shit. We lost two 50-50s in a row. The Pyromancer attacks the back with fire damage and applies burning to anyone who hits him. He will heal for 10% of his HP. Anyone he hits that is burning. And this is actually a pretty bad composition for us, because the Berserker is here, who'll be attacking the front with physical damage and applying broken armor, so he hits even harder. Joined by the Onimusha attacking the front with fire. Chalcedon lives one more turn. Fantastic. This might have to be a restart, I'm afraid. We'll see. I was kind of counting on Berserker being dead by now, which of course he is not, because he is quite resilient to fire. Everyone on this team is. We're going to have to YOLO this stun, I believe, if we want to win here. Ooh. Being Rage really putting in work. I say we believe. This might be a reroll. Skeleton Warrior will fall. The reason why we don't want the Skeleton Warrior, of course, is because now he doesn't get back up. Oh, he lived. Fantastic. Bork and Papyrus. Yeah, this is a redo. Let's see how Maug fares, actually.
Here comes my dinner!
Probably not going to fare well. If I were to guess. Of course, Maug gets stronger and stronger as the fight continues. He is going to be burning, but I wonder if that's going to matter. The Onimusha falls. We heal through Whiplash. I didn't have the buff to the Whiplash. I just buffed my damage. More healing. Maug might be able to do this, actually. Because, of course, his fire resistance coming in hot here. And the Pyromancer is weak to fire. Or, excuse me, physical. Which that is. Okay. We did it. You can see how RNG can play a huge part in this. Because I think we did it. Yeah. Maug will recover over the weeks. Goodbye. So that was... Oh, hello. I'm gonna take the Nightmare Mirror. That was like a worst case scenario for us. And you see, it still went pretty well. So we're gonna hit the trainer here. We can upgrade quite a few people. Ner'zhul would also be a decent chance to upgrade, but you know, we're here for the memery. We're here for the memes. You know what? We'll put the Salamander in room 2. Salamander does a lot. Good old Scornchy. And we have Rancor, of course. Rancor could also be pretty good in the room, too. Okay, that way when they die, they summon stuff, and we don't have a repeat. It is high time to go to the stock room. During the cleaning, one of your employees found this strange object. Would you like to take it, auction it, or gift it to the employee? Give it to Alucard because that's pretty good. Oh, yes. So one of the reasons that the Hydra is one of the better interns is her event is insane. She has caught a passing employee and is now toying with them. And if you let them consume that toyed employee, the Hydra gets plus 40 resistance, which is amazing. I'll sacrifice pork for that all day, every day. Let's go get this master bonus, shall we? Oh, I don't want you in here, actually. That could be okay. 50 air damage to the back. We'll try and make it so it YOLO Skeletor. We could also make it YOLO Scornchy, but we want Scornchy in room 2. Here we go. Alrighty. Once again, we are being opposed by the Amazon. The Amazon here is in for a bad time. She is joined by the Virtuoso, the Supreme Nuisance himself, and the Shitty Shimanonin, and we are gonna go boom. We have pulled our friend in, and they immediately got killed. Okay. Little bit of healing here, but it doesn't matter. The Amazon is on fire. The Amazon is on more fire. And Chalcedon is going to put them in their place. Burning damage also goes through this dodge. That's okay. We are going to be a very tanky person. Look at our stats now from that event. 65 fire, 15 ice, 20 armor, which didn't change, 70 nature resist, 30 air resist. I have had it where Chalcedon just literally carries. And I think that's going to happen again. It is going to be a slow and arduous fight for our enemies here. Now, the Shitty Shimanonin is very resilient to fire, 80% because of the Cursed Eye. But that literally doesn't matter. Because room 2 is not fire only. So we just keep on spreading the love. The flames burn eternally. The Virtuoso with 75 armor. We don't want to be doing a rock attack on him. We want to be doing it on the Shitty Shimanonin, but the Shitty Shimanonin is protected by the Supreme Nuisance. And of course we have the Nightmare Mirror coming up, which will do 60 damage to both of them. It looks like Chalcedon is finally going to fall to the damage over time. The relentless pursuit of dots. Farewell. The Nightmare Mirror. One of the greatest traps in the entire game. I love it. Alrighty. I wonder... I don't think Scornchy is going to survive, actually. That's fine. That is fine. What can you do again? Nothing really great here. Live, Scornchy, live! Well. Kane's Revenge. Ooh, double Executioner. And a Trumpeteer. Okay. I actually haven't made good use of the Trumpeteer. The Trumpeteer, of course, actually resurrects people if he is the final survivor, but he's so squishy. Like, I don't see how he'd ever be the final survivor. See? But Robespierre here, much more effective. And that's that. It was slow going, but we got it done. 5 regeneration could go a long way, but this could also go a long way. Just in case Maug has to get involved again. Just in case. I think I am once again going to tap the merchant. Merchants ignore plunder. Oh, we got some cheapos. Love to see it. Brand is here as well. So it cost 245 to get to level 4. Got it. Got it. Plunder. Oh, that's not good. Bonsai's involved. We're not going to risk it at all. Your volunteers stole the farm's onion. If, knowing my luck, Bonsai would get injured there, and that would be really not great. The R&D manager has developed a new trap and seems to be very proud of it. Sure, why? We don't have any traps. We'll take an artifact. And this seems fine. That'll do. That'll do. Fountain of Youth could be annoying, but we'll get through it. Alrighty, leading the charge is the Templar, who has a very specifically annoying trait. The Templar prevents monsters from coming back to life, so room 2 is going to have to be very quick on the Kane's Revenge. But you may have noticed Merlin is here as well. He shuffled everyone, but guess what? It matters not. We didn't roll the 50-50. We did not roll the 50-50 again, but we will spontaneously combust by bringing in Brand. That was a good roll. That was a phenomenal roll. Damn, Brand, I love you. You're not even a part of the build, but you're just so good. See, that worked out. We lost the 50-50s, but we won the war. And now I'm pretty sure Chalcedon just does Chalcedon things and wins. We're just going to be spamming Breath of Fire. You know the drill. It'll be long. It'll be slow. But eventually, we'll get there. Once the Enchanter dies, we can spit poison too. And that'll be a little bit faster. It'd be nice if we could guarantee Brand every time, because you saw how well that went. But of course, it also could have gone sideways if I actually rolled my 50s. But hey. That's the danger of the RNG meme. We have RNG. We're relying on RNG a lot. The rolls for the detonations, and then Kane's Revenge being halfway decent. Which so far, it's been pretty good to us. Well, the rallying banner. Monsters in a group of only one type of monsters gain haste 2, which means we shall always gain haste 2. The Doctor will heal us a little bit. And we go to an event, sure. While dusting the dungeon, the cleaning goblin has freed a monster caught in a spider's web. He also accidentally woke up a giant spider queen, which demands compensation for the destruction of her web's puncher. And I mean, we could go to the siege. We don't need our traps. They're just convenience. Yeah, look. It's the Nightmare Mirror. If you have, I believe it's less than 5, a giant worm has oozed its way into the lower levels of the dungeon. What will you do with it? Once you have killed it, sell it. I could eat it here because we are coming up. I'm going to eat it just in case. We're coming up on a champion here. If you have, I believe, this could be pretty good or pretty terrible. Less than 5 traps, it just picks one at random for you to choose. Alright. We have encountered our week 29 champion. No black markets yet, which is really kind of annoying. But here we go. Their resting rooms shall not avail them. Our champion is Sam. Sam, I am the Innkeeper, who will be attacking the front with fire damage and applying all sorts of buffs and random debuffs to himself. Now, of course, Sam I am is actually weak to fire, but we're going to find out just how weak indeed. Actually, let's just roll the die here. He is joined by the Sorceress, who will be attacking the front with air damage, which we are exceptionally weak against. We have rolled the die, and we instantly kill Sam. Sam, I am brand food. And we instantly kill the Sorceress. And we instantly kill the Hellbringer. God damn, Brand. Oh, that was amazing. Oh, shit, I'm satisfied. We definitely need to make sure that Brand is all... You deserve your name, Brand. Is always in the garrison. That was... I'm speechless, really. What am I doing? Training, I guess. All of our Kami Goblins are level 4. You love to see it. Scornchy is also level 4. Scornchy is an important part of our backup plan. There it is. So the catapult seat, one of the reasons I really wanted the catapult seat is you can no longer place traps, but monsters gain 50% power and 50 speed. This would mean the Kami Goblins could always go first. Nothing could be faster than them because I believe they have 80 speed. And their explosion would do 50% more damage. However, I'm not going to send out Bonsai to do it. I'm not. So we're just going to take this money. And unfortunately, move on with our lives. Now, we do have a trainer down here, and I think I am going to do some alchemy to get it, because I want level 4 Ner'zhul. But I also want to make sure we keep some of our blood for level ups. Okay, good enough. What you got? After being killed so many times, the Hydra looks a little despondent. Do you want to cheer her up? We can scratch her belly to give her a shell for the next thing, or we can play Troll Fetch despite the risks, which will make us lose 100 life, but it'll bring... Excuse me, make us lose 95 life, but it'll bring Chalcedon's life up by 100. We have just made... I believe that's the tankiest you can make them. I think. And you know what? We're going to hit the Doctor. Because the Doctor will hit the Collectors. We'll hit the Trainer, and then we'll hit the Black Market. So let's bring Ner'zhul up to level 3. We need to bring Brand out for the next Collector, I forgot. We can even bring Alucard up as well. I don't usually level Alucard. Okay. At the black market, we can sell all loads of people. You. We have to sell loads of people to make sure we have... That's 3, 6, 8, 9. There's 12 slots total. Okay. We always want Brand to be the one being pulled by the Bat Mask. Alrighty, here we go. A monster or a master bonus. We'll take the master bonus. Let's get her down. The rooms are right? The rooms are right. Fantastic. Here we go. Alrighty. Leading the charge is the Sage Wu. We'll be attacking the front with ice, frost damage, and, of course... I'm really debating on blowing up here. The reason you could just let the... We're going to take it. We could just let the 75% chance roll, which you probably should do now that they're all level 4. But by clicking on it, you of course guarantee that it happens. Holy shit. That was amazing. Joined by the knight. Is it Arthur? Arthur. But what is a king before a god? Which, we're doing great. And of course Merlin, who shuffled but did nothing. Well, that's how this is supposed to work. We have Chalcedon, of course, the Colossal Hydra. I'm just going to spit venom at this guy, and with her newly acquired 600 hit points, tank this very well. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. We did it, team. I'll take the armor. Let's pull Brand out before I forget. We need to level him at the thing. I guess I'm going to go to the siege again. It doesn't matter which one it takes. It's taking the poison trap. Okay, or whatever. At the trainer, Ner'zhul, level 4. Brand, level 3. Skeletor, level 4. So Brand goes back into the garrison. At level 4, Ner'zhul. Monsters come back, defeated, come back to life as a skeleton warrior and gain Enraged 2. Fantastic. Marvelous. We don't want any of that, so we're actually going to get rid of all of our traps just to prove that you don't need traps. They're just a cherry on top, you know? Not really necessary. And the reason I wanted the catapult seat, because I couldn't place traps anyway. Traps that I couldn't afford. The final champions are here. So let's see just what shenanigans we can get up to for this final fight. The resting altar blows. Oh, get over it. Our champions. The Archmage and the Druidess. This could be a little more complicated than I would like. The Archmage leads the charge, attacking the front with ice damage. We are going to just take the YOLO here. Hopefully it works out. We got 2 of them. Ah, but Brand didn't get a turn. But he just exploded? Wait, no, Brand came... I have no idea what just happened. But hey, it worked out. The Archmage attacking the front with ice damage and gaining flame shield for each attack he takes. The Druidess, you all know the Druidess, my least favorite amongst all champions. Doing massive AoE damage. Nature damage, but doing less if she has debuffs. However, she cleanses 3 debuffs off herself. So, it can be tough to keep those fire stacks. How you doing? You're dead. Fantastico. GG, my friends. Slowly. Gently. This is how a life is taken. Get some bleed stacks on her, why not? Not that it's gonna matter. No traps. No debuffs to cleanse the sacred altar. The kill belongs only to Scorchy. Okay. The kill belongs only to Alucard. That was beautiful.
Ah, my work here is done.
Absolutely beautiful. The meme brought it all the way. And to prove that wasn't a one-off fluke, here is my test run, or the conclusion of it. The champions with the Necromancer and the Pyromancer, a song of fire and ice, joined by the Sage, who will be attacking the front with ice damage, which we're actually surprisingly not that weak against. It's air that destroys the Kami Goblins. But as you can see, we didn't even get all 3 explosions, and we still did loads of damage. Chalcedon, in this run, did get my... her resistance increase as well, and then she ate one of my artifacts for something else, so that's why I only have 3 artifacts. And the Sage even cleansed the burn, one of the more annoying possibilities. I hate it when the Sage is at the end. It drives me insane every time. That's just because of my love of damage over time. As you can see, I also have the Bat Mask, just like I did in this run, but I didn't have anyone in the garrison, so I didn't use it. And the Tar Ball slowing people who are on fire, which helped Chalcedon get some bonus damage in here. And the Night Meme Catcher. Now, why do I have the Night Meme Catcher? Because I thought it'd be funny if I used it with Yggdrasil, who is in room 2. My room 2 was so much stronger in this run. Be'lakor, Yggdrasil, Ner'zhul. It's absolutely terrifying. And incredibly resilient against what the enemy is bringing. So, with Be'lakor and the Night Meme in hand, this composition falls. They didn't stand a chance. For once, I wasn't afraid of the Necromancer. And it was probably because we killed her in the same turn as we killed the Sage and didn't get to deal with another annoying skeleton warrior. Like the Pyromancers deal with right now. He even has Enrage. Although... where did that come from? It's not actually short. That might have been from my... wait, no it wasn't. I have no idea. Doesn't matter. Because we're going to win anyway. We rolled the stun with good old Skeletor. Claiming victory. Once. Again. This build is amazing. And I love it.
My work here is done.
All the way. And we didn't visit a therapist once. This build's amazing. I'm sure someone's already thought of this, but I didn't borrow from them.
It's a passion.
So I hope, William Allard, I hope that was a sufficient demonstration of the power of the Kami Goblin. The YOLO, the RNG, was strong with the Slaveholder. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I don't know who's up next for the Encore, but as mentioned, we're going to go through the other 4 remaining: Sero, Lyra, and Shanshu, and the Skeleton Lord himself. I'll come up with some sort of builds. I don't think they'll be this memey. I don't think it's possible to be this memey. But we'll see if we can have some fun. Thanks for watching. Thank you to the patrons and channel members who support the channel. I greatly appreciate you. And if you would like to stay up to date with anything happening on the channel, feel free to join the Discord in the description down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye.